Because we all know that Kanye West can be a little bit petty when he wants to be.
I know you got killers in Miami. Please do not send them at my head. I just want to have a conversation about how we playing radio's game. I am putting my career, my life, my public well-standing at risk when I talk to y'all like this. This is a moment in the Matrix, bro. The vibes is back. I've been sent here to give y'all my truth, even at the risk of my own life, even at the risk of my own success, my own career. I've been sent here to give y'all the truth. Jay Z called me, bro. You still ain't called me. Jay Z called me. Hey, bro, Jay Z, I know you got killers. Please don't send them at my head.
After that 2016 rant on stage where Kanye begged Jay Z and Beyonce not to unalive him, he's been keeping things a buck, at least not until earlier in 2025 when he came for their twins, Rumi and Sir Carter, calling them the R word. Right now, sources claim that Kanye is back at it again, and this time it has everything to do with the you-know-who files. According to the report from sources close to Kanye, he's been spilling the tea on Jay Z and Beyonce's link to the disgraced Jeffrey Epstein. But unfortunately, or rather fortunately for the power couple, much like other names that remain redacted in the files, Jay Z and especially Beyonce will go untouched because they are allegedly protected. Now, if you go way back in time, you'll find that Kanye West wasn't the first to establish a link between Diddy and Jay Z to Jeffrey Epstein. Jaguar Wright has said it a dozen times that the ladder climbs all the way up. So it's not just about Jeffrey Epstein. The loop also ties into R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, Clive Davis, and Jay Z sitting right at the top.
Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter.
Back then, when Jaguar made these shocking allegations, she was labeled an outrageous conspiracy theorist who would go through any length to stay in the spotlight. But now that the files are being released, people are realizing that it wasn't just crazy talk back then after all. Piers Morgan, who gave Jaguar a platform on his show, was soon after visited by Jay-Z's lawyers, so he had to take down Jag's interview. This has reportedly been the same for everybody who tried to publicly expose the power couple. They allegedly got silenced one way or the other, if you know what I mean. But fast forward to today, and these new receipts are taking the internet by storm. Jay-Z's name has officially been named in the Epstein files. And this is not just in passing or simply for context's sake. His name comes up in a way that ties him directly to Jeffrey Epstein's inner circle as a witness and an alleged participant too. According to the document, a redacted victim recounts how she was abducted from her home by an unknown man and would later wake up in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, Jay-Z. The victim believed that she was in Epstein's mansion in Florida and would later go on to recount the nasty things Harvey Weinstein did to her while Jay-Z reportedly watched. It is asserted that this is the only time that Jay-Z's name comes up in the Epstein files, but the same cannot be said for Harvey Weinstein. And from what we know now, Harvey and Jay-Z had deep ties to each other, and so did Harvey with Jeffrey Epstein. As a matter of fact, the Epstein documents revealed a handwritten note from 2005 of Weinstein trying desperately to reach Jeffrey Epstein. Reports claim that it was just business talk, but sources have uncovered that it was much more than that, especially when you tie that to this shocking receipt in a 2020 book titled Relentless Pursuit by Brad Edwards, a lawyer who worked closely with some of Epstein's victims. He wrote from a witness account that Epstein had introduced a victim to Weinstein, but later on he severed ties with him because Weinstein acted too aggressively with one of his favorite girls. Now, one might ask, how does Harvey Weinstein tie into Jay-Z? Well, both of them were business partners and reportedly close friends for years. Jay-Z owned about a 23% stake in Weinstein's company, TWC, and they worked on multiple projects together. That is until 2017 when the SA charges against Harvey Weinstein started rolling in. At that point, Jay-Z immediately cut ties with the man, just like he did with Diddy when he got indicted, which brings to remembrance Jaguar Wright's words about how Jay-Z is always the first to abandon ship when things start to get messy.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean.
But that doesn't mean he hasn't had SA charges of his own as well. Over the years, multiple victims have turned up claiming that Jay Z reportedly SA'd them. However, each and every one of those claims and lawsuits was swept under the rug as a defamation of his character. But right now, the receipts are harder to ignore than ever. Multiple sources are now revealing that Jay Z, in association with P. Diddy, sold out the black community to men like Harvey Weinstein, Clive Davis, and Jeffrey Epstein.
Jay Z is always selling out the black community. He was selected to carry out these orders, just like Diddy. They were all selected, man. They're all misleading the black community to do what they want the other races to do. It is just crazy. But Jay-Z is the biggest sellout. We already know that. And P. Diddy, they've been doing a lot of shit in this industry, man. But it's just crazy, man. So when we see Jay-Z in the Jeffrey Epstein files, it is not a coincidence. He was selected so that he can lead black people. So they use people of influence so that we follow them and do what they want us to do. So it is not a coincidence, man. So everything that is happening in this industry, you have the most powerful rappers, and you still got someone that you got to answer to.
And this is where Kanye West comes in. Ever since he had a falling out with Jay Z, he's been vocal about a lot of things. And I mean a lot of things. He's spoken openly about feeling like the black sheep, like he wanted family in the music industry, but when it mattered, nobody had his back. Jay Z not showing up to his wedding, never being invited to certain things, Jay taking jabs at his red hat on Donda. That's the emotional core of it. But then there's the other stuff, the stuff that made people look up from their phones. Kanye has flat out claimed that Jay Z and Beyonce are being controlled as puppets, which has led a lot of fans to tie further into the narrative that the couple is being used to sell out the black community. And when you tie all of that to Kanye's statement about Jay Z trying to unalive him, it brings things further into perspective that the industry is not all that it seems to be. Whether Kanye's rants over the years were a cry for attention, a genuine paranoid spiral, or something else entirely, it sent shockwaves across the internet. But according to reports, it's about to get even worse. Sources are uncovering Jay Z's ties to Jeffrey Epstein by the minute, and word on the streets is that Kanye West is at the forefront of uncovering this. Whether or not he's doing this as a way to get back at Jay Z or as a way to free himself from the shackles of their former association, we do not know yet. But the one thing that's allegedly on Kanye's lips is that Beyonce will stay protected no matter what. Over the years, we've seen people call her every name in the book: a white witch, a red witch, leader of a cabal, and so on and so forth. While none of that has been confirmed to be a fact, the real question remains: how complicit is she in the allegations against Jay Z? And for how long will she continue to remain oblivious to the multiple SA charges against her husband? But what's even more mind-boggling is the absolute silence, even when Jay Z's name is being mentioned in the same breath as the disgraced PDF file Jeffrey Epstein. This and many more questions continue to be on the lips of her fans and the world in general. But according to Kanye's alleged statements, Beyonce will continue to be protected no matter what. Now the question is why? Why do you think? We want to hear what your thoughts are on this. So please leave them down in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and watch this next video because it gets even messier.